So I have one selection for tomorrow, and I have one selection that I'm going to get on anti-post for the December Gold Cup next week. Now, I liked two in the December Gold Cup. I'm pretty confident one of them is not running, and because of that, the other one has to be a strong selection now. So let's talk about tomorrow's selection first, and that is Your Own Story in the Borders National at Kelso over 4 mile. Now, I actually highlighted this horse in my handicap analysis a few weeks ago. After it disappointed over 3 mile 2, I said Your Own Story needs a trip. Simple as that, really, but would need to bounce back from being pulled up. Surely Lucinda sends him to Kelso for the Borders National. He does. He goes to Kelso for that Borders National. The reason I like the Borders National rather than something like the Welsh National or there was a couple of other races it could have gone in. This is a significantly less competitive race. The highest rated horse in this race is only rated 129. Your Own Story is rated 128. And the rest of them are quite moderate horses. Your Own Story, if we went back to some of his good form, finishing 6th, for example, in a goal Scottish National behind Kitty's Light. You look at the handicap ratings of those horses. Kitty's Light 140, 133 for the runner-up, 130, 147, 128, 128, 128. 145, 135. It was a much harder race. Now, I know he was therefore not carrying any weight, but it was a better quality race and he was still able to get involved. This should be the time to get him right, as in he should be back to, he's had the fitness run, he's got the cheek pieces on. They've got to be winning this if they want to be thinking about anything else in the future, including the Scottish National, because he's dropped in the handicap. He's down to 128 now, which is the same mark as what he ran off in the Scottish National. If he performed that level again, that 6th place, you know, if he ran to that position again, not to that position, to that performance, he would win tomorrow. And yeah, I'm quite keen on him, to be honest. I think the ground is fine. He was 6th on good ground. The good to soft will help. A little bit of cut in the ground is not an issue for him. And yeah, I think he's just starting to come into his own. If the cheek pieces really help, I think he can take all of the beating tomorrow. He has already been backed accordingly. Currently available at, you can get 6s. I think he's going to take all of the beating tomorrow. I really do. This is the race that he's got to be winning if they want to go anywhere better with him. And I think they do want to go better with him. Yeah, I think he is now ready to run a big race. His last time out effort, that wasn't a bad effort on his first run for 183 days, although he then pulled up. It was over a trip that was too short. This is all his game. Yeah, Your Own Story is the one I want to be on here. And the second thing that I want to talk about is the anti-post for the 2.5 race, not at Cheltenham Festival, sorry. This one here. It is this one here, the December Gold Cup. I liked 2 horses in this race. Ginny's Destiny, to step forward from his debut effort. He was disappointing the last season on his first run back. Paul Nicholls actually said today he fell in the water. He got both hind legs in the water and never travelled after that. I'm surprised that therefore that they're not coming back for this race. But this is on the 14th of December. That's next weekend. He's also meant to run tomorrow. I can't see them backing up that quickly. So I think he'll be at the race. With that in mind, who do I like? Let's go back to my previous tweet that I made. Fugitive, down £2 to 150, is now £1 lower than when winning the December Gold Cup. So he's £1 lower than when winning it last year. And I thought he ran well at Cheltenham on his return when given a very, very quiet ride. It was a creep round, don't really get involved. In the Paddy Power Gold Cup, finished 5th in a race that I think will work out well. Protectorat was 6th. Il Rodotto won it. You know, if Il Rodotto reopposes, they're going to be significantly, they're going to be switched around in the weights again. So Il Rodotto was running off 141. He's now rated 149. So he went up 8. Fugitive went from 150 down to 152 down to 150. So there's a £10 swing. If we look at them, for example, in this race last year, Il Rodotto ran off 143. Fugitive ran off 151. So Fugitive is down £1. Il Ridoto is up £6. So on that basis, Il Ridoto can't beat him, especially as he was given the ride to try and win at the Paddy Power. Fugitive was not. Yeah, tomorrow next Saturday I'll be on Fugitive, and I want to back him now at 8-1. I think he's surely going to turn up. That has to be his target. He ran so well. He's won this race last year. Granted, if he then gets beat, he might end up in the veterans races, but I think he'll be trying. And yeah, I think he will take all of the beating, because he'll now be given a ride where he's actually trying. And to have them like the similar price, Fugitive and Il Ridoto, we're much better off at the weights with Il Ridoto now. And we'll switch it around and we're back Fugitive this time. So they are my two that I want to talk about in this video. Tomorrow, Kelso, your own story, step up in trip, back up to 4 mile. That's what he wants. I think he'll take all of the beating. And the December Gold Cup, Fugitive surely goes to Cheltenham to try and defend his December Gold Cup off a £1 lower mark. He went off 13-2 last year. He won, beat Il Ridoto, who's since won the Paddy Power. Ferro Bombu was third. I mean, there's so many positives about that. Yeah, they are my two for the video.